Good morning. I'm Peyton Spelcy. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Anissa William. Here's a look at today's top story.
We've got some exciting news for you today, especially if you're interested in the future of STEM education here in Syracuse.
That's right, Peyton. Patricia Duong is live on location with more on this development.
Thanks, Anissa. I'm here at the National Veterans Resource Center, where I got to sit in a forum about the university's plans to reshape the academic landscape of STEM education in Central New York. These plans are all about enhancing the skills of its students to make them more competitive in today's evolving job market.
From my perspective, I feel that this expansion in STEM involves interdisciplinary skills that will make our students more competitive.
Obviously, with Micron coming to town, there's a huge workforce need that they bring with them.
Syracuse University has always been a hub for innovation and education, but now they're taking it to the next level. With the recent announcement of Micron establishing a presence in Central New York, the demand for a skilled workforce in the STEM field has skyrocketed. The university plans to expand its STEM program to prepare students to excel in high-demand fields that will shape the future.
Micron had the confidence that the higher education ecosystem in New York was able to help meet that demand, and that was in part by the leadership here at Syracuse University. The CEO on down from Micron came here to Syracuse University, met with Chancellor Severud, Provost Ritter, Vice Chancellor Haney, and others, and it was from that meeting where the confidence was instilled in Micron that they were going to have a primary academic partner to help fill those workforce needs.
The future of STEM education is shining bright, and it's right here at our doorstep. Reporting live where innovation meets education, I'm Patricia Duong for Mornings on the Hill. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Patricia. Some Syracuse businesses are going up in smoke. New York state agencies have closed 5 smoke shops due to the illegal sale of marijuana. 2 of those shops are close here to campus and are right on Marshall Street. All 5 closed their doors for good within the past week.
A controversial group won't be coming to campus. Campus since their meeting was canceled by the university. Our reporter, Mike Ostrowski, joins us live with the latest. Mike?
Thanks, Anisha. Up the road at Watson Hall, college Republicans was set to host the group Moms for Liberty on campus. For those unaware, the group is under serious scrutiny for anti-Semitic comments and their attempts to remove child health care and diversity principles from public education. Although the event was ultimately canceled, it still raises questions as to how close they were to coming to campus.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I can hear you.
Here at Watson Hall, located on the corner of Waverly and Comstock, it also houses several on-campus media organizations. Students on social media reacted overwhelmingly negative to the announcement that the theater would be occupied, especially with those with backgrounds that are being targeted.
And so I guess everyone's allowed to have their own views and opinions and everything like that. But I really don't know why they were allowed. They were, and kind of seems odd that I guess SU is the one that allowed them to use the space.
I'm not going to say that it was the right choice to remove them or the wrong one, but I don't understand why they were invited here in the first place, knowing that they possess such hateful and unforgivable views.
A college Republicans representative said there are no plans to invite the group again, although their other guest speakers over the coming weeks will go on as planned. Reporting from Mornings on the Hill, I'm Mike Ostrowski.
Mike, thank you. And we have some big names that we're going to be more excited to see here on campus, giving students a taste of things music and sports. The NFL announced Usher will be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show, and as head of the music for the NFL, Seth Dudowski is the man behind the plan. ESPN veteran and voice of the Arizona Cardinals, Dave Pasch, will engage with students and call this week's football game against Clemson. Bob Costas, a legendary alum and media icon, will be at the Herg on Friday to talk about storytelling in sports.
Syracuse football is still undefeated through their first 4 games of the season and enter ACC play this weekend. Our Griffin Della Penna is live from the JMA Dome with more about Saturday's game against Clemson.
Yeah, thanks, Anissa. Syracuse actually comes into this game against Clemson as the odds-on favorite with a 55.2% chance, according to ESPN Analytics. But when I talked to captain linebacker Marlo Wax yesterday prior to practice, he told me that the Orange still believe that they're the underdogs against the Tigers.
I mean, I feel like everybody, we're still the underdog no matter what system. Everybody still wants Clemson to win. They still think Clemson's going to win, but we just got to prepare even harder because we know this is my last year. I'm just trying to get a W, just pushing the guys next to me, just make sure we put it all on the line for Saturday.
I'll have more of an in-depth breakdown of this game between Syracuse and Clemson in just a little bit, but now sending it back to the studio to Anissa and Peyton.
Thanks. And it's not just the SU football team that is making the news. It's the SU women's volleyball team, too. Kaya Butler is live on campus with more. And it seems that we are having some technical issues right now. So let's head over to our first weather. It's going to be really nice outside today. It was a little cold, but here we're going to get some good weather.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. The temperatures are on the rise for this afternoon. As there is no rain scheduled for today, you may want to keep an umbrella handy for later this week. Don't worry, there is no rain scheduled for Saturday as we face our first ACC football matchup against Clemson. Find out more after the break. Back to you guys in the studio.
Syracuse volleyball is in full ACC swing, and one thing we're abundantly clear than freshman libero Greta Schlichter's love for the game is her love for her family.
I couldn't wish to have like any other relationship to my family as I have right now because I just love my parents. They're super caring and support me for everything I do.
Schlichter was born in Latham, Germany, where she grew up in a small village with one of her most cherished family members, her sister, Hannah.
One older sister, and she's like, I don't know, she's my heart. Like.
Schlichter attributes her personality and leadership in volleyball to her parents, who she says taught her everything she knows.
I think they just showed me how it works, like how you can connect with people, how you care about people, and just because I grew up like that, I want to be like them, and I want to treat people the way they do. My parents always taught me to try to fix problems as soon as possible and to communicate as fast as possible and as clear as possible, and to be honest, to not hurt people with words. And I think that is so important when it comes to team sports because it's not always everything perfect.
Next week, Schlichter's family will be flying all the way from Germany to the States to catch one of her home matches, and she is elated. Live from Mornings on the Hill, I'm Kalia Butler.
Thank you, Kalia. And coming up on Mornings on the Hill, the awarded filmmaker visits SU for the opening of this past weekend's Human Rights Film Festival, and Syracuse locals react to this year's Veg Fest. Stay tuned for Mornings on the Hill. Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. North Korea has decided to release U.S. soldier Travis King, who crossed into the country a few weeks ago. He went into the country during a tour of the he went into the country on a joint security era. North Korea stated he illegally entered the territory.
President Joe Biden took to the picket lines to visit striking United Auto Workers yesterday. The president broke from tradition, voicing his support for the workers.
You guys, the UAW, you saved the automobile industry back in 2008 and before. Made a lot of sacrifices, gave up a lot, and the companies were in trouble. But now they're doing incredibly well. And guess what? You should be doing incredibly well too.
And former President Donald Trump is scheduled to visit the picket lines today. Speaking of the former president, a New York judge has found former Trump liable for fraud. Judge Arthur Egoron said the Trump family provided false financial statements for over a decade. New York Attorney General Letitia James is seeking $250 million in damages against the former president. And the annual Syracuse University Human Rights Film Festival continues to inspire and educate the Syracuse community. Our Whitney Williams tells us how this year's festival presented other rich experiences for attendees.
Thanks, guys. The Human Rights Film Festival was held right here on campus last weekend. It featured 5 films that all tied in with this year's theme, landscapes. Scores of people attended the festival, including SU students, faculty, staff, and local residents. The festival started on Thursday evening with the award-winning film entitled North by Current by filmmaker Angelo Madsen-Minax. Minax says his film explores his relationship with his family over a difficult 4-year period.
So if people can see the film and maybe find a way to challenge some of their pre-existing ideas or learn new things about other people and other lives and other places, then they're all the better for it.
The festival director, Dr. Roger Hallis, says the highlight of the festival was the question and answer segment between the filmmakers and audience after the screening of each film.
The film festival and its potential isn't just about the films, it's about the space that you create in which people come together and converse, talk, and engage with one another about those issues.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for that. And is there anything different that you guys plan to do this year? It's been 21 years since the SU Human Rights Film Festival has been inspiring people by highlighting social issues through film. Attendees can't wait to see what next year has in store for them. Reporting for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Whitney Williams.
All right, now talking about our weather today, it was pretty cold this morning. I said that earlier, but we're hoping some good temperatures.
Yeah, we're hoping for some good temperatures for the football game this weekend. We got Madison Palumbo in the studio with a full look at your weathercast.
Let's start with today. We currently have a temperature of 45 degrees outside. Although it's 45 degrees, it may feel like 53. We have an 86% chance of humidity and a 41-degree dew point. 5-mile-an-hour winds and 8-mile visibility. 30.40 inches in the barometer. Let's move on to the day planner. It starts off cool tomorrow, but temperatures continue to rise as the day goes on. The morning will begin with a low of 46 and reach a high of 72 late in the afternoon. Expect a partly cloudy evening. Moving on to the 5-day forecast. Thursday is looking partly cloudy. Friday, we have a chance of scattered showers, so you may want to keep an umbrella handy. This weekend, we are looking at high temperatures and sunny skies. Sunday will reach a high of 78 degrees. You definitely won't be needing your favorite sweatshirt this weekend. Welcome to October. Monday will be a bit windy, but the sun will continue to shine. Mornings on the Hill weather, Madison Palumbo. Back to you guys.
Madison, thank you. It's described as a healthy way to eat, going meatless. And Central New York are getting their chance to try some delicious vegan entries. There was a vegan fest this Saturday right in our backyard. Jaleesa Augusto is live. Jaleesa, tell us, did you try any foods?
Yes, Peyton, I did try a vegan cinnamon bun and waffle, and it was so good. But let us watch what the community thought.
Vegan Fest is an annual event hosted by Vegan CNY at Inner Harbor, Syracuse, featuring national recognized food, local vendors, and kid activities. If you needed new vegan home decor or recipes, this was the place to be. Penny Robinson says she became vegan because of the suffering animals go through.
I went to the farm sanctuary in Watkins Glen and learned about how animals are treated. And I had my 8-year-old daughter and her friend with me, and my daughter wanted to go vegan that moment after seeing what really happens to animals.
The community, local vendors, subs, but not any subs, vegan meatball subs with a special secret sauce, and tater tots are only just a few of the amazing options available for purchase. Let's not forget about what you wear is what you promote. Here is Michael Brown on changing actions.
I think that people don't want to harm animals, and I think most of us are just socially conditioned to do so. So I think it's important to realize that we can align our actions with our ethics by a few simple changes in our diet, or the entertainment we're taking in, the clothes we're wearing.
This Free Fest brought over 300 locals and 50 vendors. This was definitely the highlight of the year for vegans, vegetarians, vegetable lovers, and the plant-based diet curious. No matter what kind of food you like to eat, this experience is great for new foods, meeting friendly people, and discovering the many resources that support plant-based living and a healthier lifestyle.
Want to stay up to date with all things vegan? Make sure to head over to vegancny.org for all your updates. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Julisse Leanne. Peyton, Anissa, back to you.
Julisse, looks like you had a lot of fun there. And the Writers Guild of America members received an email this past Sunday informing them a tentative agreement had been made with the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers. The strike, which had been going on for 148 days and noted as the longest strike in industry history, is set to officially end today. The Screen Actors Guild strike is also set to come to an end in the coming days. And coming up, Mornings on the Hill, SU football nears its clash with Clemson on Saturday. We'll have what you need to know in sports as the Orange prepare to welcome the Tigers in for homecoming weekend.
Just like the weather outside, Orange sports are heating up. Good morning, I'm Bailey Marie Tucker with your Orange Sports Update here on Mornings on the Hill. First, we take you to the SU Soccer Stadium where the Orange won a tug-of-war battle with the Panthers of Pittsburgh. The Panthers struck first, but it didn't take long for Syracuse to answer. Midfielder Lorenzo Baselli fires an explosive header, tying the match at 1-1. Pitt struck again to take the lead, but defender Gavin Wiggs was able to tap in a last-minute goal before the end of the half. At halftime, 2022 National Championship team was celebrated for their historic season. Other alumni were in attendance to help celebrate Alumni Weekend. The Orange ultimately won, helping Syracuse hold on to their number 7 ranking. They will take on the Tar Heels of North Carolina this Friday in Chapel Hill. The Orange football team takes on Clemson this week in a highly anticipated matchup. Our Griffin Della Penna is live this morning from the JMA Dome to give us a preview of the game. Griffin?
Yeah, thanks, Bailey. It's not just a battle to see which school has the better shade of orange on Saturday, as both of these schools, they have a lot to prove, but for entirely different reasons. Starting on the Clemson side, they were the favorites to repeat as ACC champions, but stumbled out of the gate so far with a 2-2 record. Following their overtime loss against Florida State this past weekend, it's a chance now for Clemson to get their first ACC win, but also to try to piece together their season. On the Syracuse side, it's also a chance to prove some of these doubters wrong. This is the first ACC matchup for SU, and the vibe around the country is that the Orange, yeah, they're 4-0, but they haven't really played anybody that good yet. They can put all that outside talk to bed with a win on Saturday, but it's not going to be easy because Clemson, throughout their tenure, has been one of the most dominant programs over the last 10 years, and Syracuse, out of the 6 times that they have played, 4 of those times they have been decided by just 7 points or less. So for Syracuse, they will be right back at it here at the JMA Dome with kickoff slated for noon on Saturday. Reporting live from the Dome, Griffin Della Penna, Mornings on the Hill.
Thanks, Griffin. Female athletes of Syracuse are also tearing up the scene. Jonah Weintraub has more on how one woman is making waves. Jonah?
In 2012, Brianna Stewart capped off her career at Cicero North Syracuse High School by winning the Gatorade National Player of the Year award. Safe to say, things haven't changed too much in 2023. Yesterday morning, Stewart was named the most valuable player of the WNBA for the 2nd time in her career. The New York Liberty star became the 8th woman to earn the honor multiple times and just the 2nd to do so with more than one team. In her first year in New York, Stewart put up 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game, all of which ranked top 3 in the league. Beyond that, she led her squad to the 2nd best record in the WNBA. But even more impressive numbers, the MVP race was historically close. Just 13 voting points separated Stewart from third place Aja Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. That's the smallest margin the league has ever seen. On top of that, runner-up Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun actually had more first-place votes than Stewart, which has only happened once before. Despite this, Stewart backed up her win in Game 2 of the league semifinals last night. She had 11 points and 11 rebounds to help New York even its best-of-5 series with Connecticut at 1 game apiece. Back over to you, Bailey.
Thank you. That's all from here at the Sports Desk. And still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, we have the scoop on who is ushering in the Super Bowl 58 halftime show in the downtown Syracuse Waffle House. Then live music on this. Stick with us for stories more ahead.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. I'm Emily Coffey with your entertainment news. The Golden Bachelor premieres tomorrow night. Now, this show takes a different spin on the original Bachelor or Bachelorette because the lead, Gary Turner, is 72 years old, and the women he's dating, they range from 60 to 75. This cast of women have a variety of backgrounds, from fitness instructor to former NFL cheerleader to wedding officiant and beyond. One woman even calls herself a pro-aging coach and midlife speaker. The star of The Golden Bachelor, Gary Turner, is a widower with 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters. He married his high school sweetheart, and they were together for 43 years before she fell ill and passed away 6 years ago. Turner is now ready to find love again, and this time on a reality TV show. Usher was just announced as the halftime performer for Super Bowl 58. Something that many people don't think about is who books the halftime show. The answer, the head of music for the NFL, and his name is Seth Dodowski. And he is headed to Syracuse campus for an off-the-record talk to give Newhouse students a behind-the-scenes peek into what it looks like to be the head of music for the NFL. Just another perk of being a Newhouse student. Now to Sydney Supley for a local entertainment story that might just make you hungry. Sydney?
Thanks, Emily. Can you think of anything better than waffles and live music? Well, that is exactly what they offer here in downtown Syracuse at Funkin' Waffles, a restaurant that even received national coverage on a favorite TV show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Funkin' Waffles was originated in the heart of New Jersey in 2007, until Syracuse became its second location in 2014. The restaurant's popularity was an overnight hit and is featured on Food Network as one of the top places to eat in central New York. I was able to attend their Monday night Faithful Appreciation Night with special performance from Jarvis Laurie Project. Live music is one of the main attractions that brings customers to the restaurants, even people who are living upstairs.
I've been to a few concerts down in the second side over here. The music is always good. Whenever we live upstairs, so whenever there's a band down here, you can hear the music, all the people having a good time. They do a lot of like Grateful Dead cover bands and things like that, so it brings in a good crowd of different people. And then I actually haven't eaten here, but I know people rant and rave about the chicken and waffles, so I have to try them at some point.
That is all in addition to their delicious food. Talk about a menu that has over 50 waffles to choose from. They have sweet options anywhere from the James Brownie with 2 scoops of ice cream, whipped cream, and chocolate sauce all on top of a waffle, or their savory waffles, which includes their household famous chicken and waffles.
That is going to do it for us today here on Wednesday for Mornings on the Hill. I'm Peyton Spellacy.
I'm Anissa Williams. Thanks for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Wednesday, live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.